Namaste, everyone. So, this is very interesting because we're in the middle of May. It's supposed to be spring. And I don't know about you guys, but this is a very interesting spring. So, it's snowing. It was quite a bit of a storm uh, this morning for a couple of hours when I took the dogs for a walk. But it's really beautiful. And now the sun's come out because probably the universe figured, oh my God, we've got Priyanka doing Snowga. So, you don't have to be out in the snow to be doing this. You can be in the warmth of your living room. And to begin with, we'll just take a few deep breaths. Hopefully, I won't freeze. So, breathing in, I'm going to exhale out of my mouth so I can just completely relax and enjoy this snow. And I'm going to let all the stress of being stuck indoors melt away into the snow. And remember that this time of isolation that we're all in is a time to be grateful because we can really use this time to connect with ourselves and our body, our friends, our family. Even though we're socially distanced, we can still do it through Facebook, Skype, and WhatsApp. So good advertising for those guys. Anyways, and I'm not getting endorsements on it. So I'm going to guess that you're probably standing because you're watching me, and I'm standing and you're standing. So shaky, shaky. All right. We're going to start with our feet together. I don't know if you can see my feet because I've got snow around me. So feet can always be a little bit apart. And in my case, I've got snow underneath, so I got to be a little bit careful that I don't slip and it's not a fully flat surface. So we're going to do utkatasan chair pose. So you're going to bend your knees. As you bend your knees, sweep your arms up. We're going to hold this for a couple of breaths. Be mindful that the heels don't lift up off the ground or snow. This is a really good stretch on the calf muscles. And then we release. I'm going to do another variation of this with my feet a little further apart. Okay. Oops, that's the snow. And this time, when I squat, as if I'm about to sit, my knees are slightly apart because my knees have a tendency to kind of knock into each other. Okay. Lifting arms up again. Feet are flat on the ground. Notice how the weight distributes at the bottom of the feet. Breathing in deeply. And release. So we all want sexy thighs. This is the pose that's going to do it. From here, I want to stretch my legs out a little bit. So I'm going to open my feet about 3.5 feet wide. I hope you can see me. I'm going to bend my knee. Now I've got snow pants on, which make it a little challenging. And then I'm going to inhale, lift my arms up. Turn my head and look straight ahead into the distance. And then I'm going to exhale into from virabhadrasan, warrior to reverse warrior. So bringing my left arm up, right hand is resting against the back of my thigh. It's a beautiful sky today. And then from here, I'm going to transition to utthita trikonasana, which is extended trikonasana. When we rest the elbow on the thigh, we want to make sure that we don't drop the weight. And then bring the left over the ear. Now, the thing with this is there's a tendency to kind of lean down. So we want to kind of open up, make sure that the chest is open. Head is looking into the distance at the opposite wall. Some people like to look up. I usually recommend doing what is comfortable, especially because the head and the neck get a twist, and some people don't find that too comfortable. And then we're going to inhale back to virabhadrasan. Exhale, bring the hands down. Straighten the left and point the right. Okay. Now, once again, inhale, lift up into virabhadrasan. Exhale into reverse warrior. And then inhale back to virabhadrasan warrior, and then resting the right hand on the thigh, bringing the left over the ear. Here, what's interesting is to just notice where the breath rests or resides, chest or belly. And then inhaling back to warrior two. Release. Now, these are all really good for the hips and the legs and even strengthening the arms. From here, you're going to do a little bit of a balance. So shaking out. Okay. This balance, I'm going to lift the leg up, just keeping it really simple. And bringing my arms into what is commonly known as cactus arms. Back is straight, you're lengthening. I'm pretending that I'm growing roots into the ground. So that's one visualization I'd like to share with you guys. And release. Okay. Shake, shake. Balancing on the right leg, lifting the left leg. It's very interesting to always notice how and where the breath goes. So does it go into the chest or the belly? Is it a strained breath or a comfortable breath? And release. You can, of course, always do the tree pose. I just find it a little difficult wearing snow pants. So another pose I like to do is a bit of a balance. So I'm going to go back into opening my feet 3.5 feet wide. However, this time, what I'm going to do is my right foot at the back, I'm going to lift the heel off the mat, or rather, sorry, not mat, snow. You're going to hear all those interesting noises. The heel's lifted up, so I'm balancing on the toe and the balls of my feet. Okay, so this is like a high lunge. I'm going to make sure that my left foot is straight, toes are pointing straight ahead. Now this is called parsvakonasan. Once I feel like I've balanced here, I'm going to bring my hands into prayer position. On an exhale, twist. Now if I fall, it's all good. I got the snow to support me. Here it's really important to make sure that we don't push the weight onto the knee. The knee doesn't extend over the ankle. And the elbow on the left arm is straight up towards the sky. And then we inhale back to center. And release. So this is really intense on the sides, the legs, even the arms. I'm going to transition, pointing my right foot straight ahead. And the left follows. Balancing on the toes and the balls. Now you'll notice that I felt my left foot was slightly out to the side, so I brought it in so that it's in line with my hips. Okay. Gotta tell you, Snowga is really interesting and challenging. It's the first time I'm doing this, so I'm gonna bring my hands into Anjali Mudra, which is in front of the Anahata chakra, the chest, the heart center. And then from here, I'm gonna exhale and twist, making sure I don't push the weight onto my knee. Elbows up. Observing the breath into the chest or the belly. And releasing on an inhale back to center. Wobbly, wobbly. And relax. Okay. Take a minute. There's a lot of fresh air. I'm not used to so much fresh air. So we're gonna do natarajasan, which is dancing pose. I'm gonna do this sideways. So again, balance, a lot of leg stuff. So bending the knee, grabbing the toes. I know some people like to do it the other way around. On the inside, it's all good. Variations are always good. I'm leaning forward. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm using the banister. I'm going to stretch my arm out in front of me. Again, I'm going to observe where my breath is. Chest or belly, and then I'm going to notice if the breath is a strained breath, which tells me that it's a little challenging. That's okay. And releasing. So some of these poses we want to be like super careful of, simply because If there is a tendency to feel it on the knees, come out of the pose. If you do have knee issues, avoid altogether after you consult with your doctor. Bending left leg, grabbing the toes. I'm making sure that the heel doesn't come close to my buttocks. And then once I feel like I'm relatively stable, you might notice the weight shifts on the toes and the balls of the feet. And release. Okay. From here, I like to do thadasan. Now, thadasan is a mountain pose. Okay. So we're going to sweep our arms up. I know very often there have been cues which say pull your shoulders down. This is a huge big no-no. Your body's natural bend. That's what yoga is all about. Is natural. What is natural? So here I'm standing in Tadasan, and the reason I'm doing Tadasan like this is because I want to straighten my back, lengthen my spine, reach up to the heavens, thank them for this beautiful weather. And I want to send some of this weather back to India, where it's like so hot. They have a hot wave, and their air conditioner is cranked up. So and then I bring my arms back down to samasthithi, which is called, well, it's called samasthithi, but it really means equal balance. So balancing on the feet with weight distributed evenly. And here, what I'm observing and requesting you to observe too is when we stand straight, are we hunching? Are we straight? Noticing how the weight distributes at the bottom of the feet, toes, balls, heels, outer and inner edges of the feet. Head and neck slightly down, slightly up. Is the chin parallel to the ground? And then I'm going to inhale back to Tadasana, but this time I'm going to grab my wrist and do what is known as Ardha Chandrasana, which is a half side stretch. Okay, leaning forward is something to be very aware of, and then leaning back also. So you want to kind of keep the body in one straight line, inhaling back to center, changing the wrist, and then exhaling. Notice if there's a tendency to hold the breath. One more time to release tension from the sides of the body. Last one, inhaling back up and then exhaling to the left. And release. From here, I'm going to do a standing forward bend, which should be fun. So exhaling down. Okay, resting my hand on my toes. Just enjoying that lovely stretch on the back. From Padahastasana
or uttanasan. And go into ardha uttanasan, which is the half fold. And then exhale back down. Noticing also here when we're leaning forward in the bend, how does the weight distribute on the bottom of the feet? And then I'm going to ask you to grab your elbows, let the head hang. And we release. So, letting go of the arms, keeping the knees bent, slowly unrolling vertebra by vertebra. With the head and the neck last to come up. So I'm going to end our session a little early today, simply because the sun is gone, the wind is coming, and the wind chill factor is not fun. So thank you for watching.